That ends topical questions. The next item of business. Point of order, James Kelly.
Presiding officer, I rise to make a point of order in response to the statement from the Cabinet Secretary that the Trade Union Bill will be referred to the Devolution Enhanced Powers Committee. I move that I welcome. In relation to, and I do it on the back of the presiding officer's ruling from last week that the LCM is not competent, I've taken legal advice on that ruling, and I do believe that the advice is open to challenge. I don't think the ruling was correct in terms of executive competence.
And your point of order is, Mr.
I'm coming to my point of order.
Let's have it then.
Well, if you let me speak, I'll make my point of order.
Mr. Kelly, get to your point of order, please.
Well, if you please let me make my point of order, I will go on with it.
I want to know what the point of order is.
Yes, and if you keep interrupting me, presiding officer, I can't.
Mr. Kelly, please sit down. Please, Mr. Kelly, sit down.
I'm not going to sit down.
Mr. Kelly, please
I will not sit down. I want to make a point of order.
Mr. Kelly, please sit down.
I want to make a point of order, and I wasn't allowed to make the point of order because you kept interrupting me.
Mr. Kelly, please resume your seat.
I'm not going to resume my seat. I want to make a point of order.
Sit down. I'm speaking. Can I remind the member of the requirement to conduct himself in a courteous and respectful manner and respect the authority of the Chair? I am asking you to sit down. Will you please do so?
No, I'm not going to sit down. I want to make a point of order.
Can I remind the member of the powers I have under Rule 7.3 of the Standing Orders, which give me the powers to exclude a member from the chamber? I ask you now to desist and to apologise.
I very reasonably rose to make a point of order.
I ask you to desist and apologise, Mr. Kelly.
No, I'm not sitting down. I want to make a point of order.
Thank you. Can I say the member has been asked, repeatedly warned against his conduct, and asked to desist and to apologise. The member has refused to do so. Under Rule 7.3, I hereby require the member to leave the chamber. Sit down, Mr. Findlay. I'm speaking. I also exclude the member from participating in the remainder of business in the chamber today and on the next sitting day. Can you please escort Mr. Kelly from the chamber? I now suspend until Mr. Kelly leaves the chamber. Mr. Findlay, you have a point of order.
Presiding officer, topical
Sorry,
questions.
Mr. Simpson has a point of order.
Presiding officer, we are in a difficult situation in the sense that we are now being invited to have one of the parliamentary committees consider a motion which you have declared is illegal or not competent. And I wonder whether it is practical and possible for you, presiding officer, to consider suspending your ruling in that matter until the committee have had time to consider it, at which point, of course, you would be perfectly entitled to reimpose your ruling, but it would allow the committee to consider the matter unfettered, unhindered, and not under a ruling from you that what they were discussing was actually not competent.
Can I say, Dr Simpson, you are factually wrong. What the committee is discussing is a policy memorandum, and that in no way impinges on the ruling that I have made. Findlay, you have a point of order.
Presiding officer, topical questions. The Cabinet Secretary for Fair Work said she was disappointed with the Parliament's view on the decision to reject the legislative consent memorandum on the UK Government's trade union bill. The Parliament has not expressed a view on the legislative consent memorandum, so I wonder if there will be an opportunity for the Cabinet Secretary to say whether she agrees with Scottish Labour that your ruling on this matter...
That is not a point of order, Mr Findlay.
I'm coming to the point.
Will you get to the point of order, please? So far I have not heard the point of order.
I believe I have up to 3 minutes to make my point of order.
Please come to it.
if the Cabinet Secretary will be able to express her view as to whether your ruling is wrong. And finally, could I ask that I understand that you have legal advice on this matter. Would you kindly publish that legal advice?
No, in common with other presiding officers, I have absolutely no intention of producing the advice that I may or I may not have been given. And whether the Cabinet Secretary is disappointed by the ruling, that is a matter entirely for her, and I do not intend to ask her to say any more. The next item of business is a debate on motion number 15. Ken McIntosh, point of order.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Can I ask for your guidance, Presiding Officer? Can I ask for your guidance?
Let's hear the member.
Can I ask for your guidance, Presiding Officer? Can I ask for your guidance, Presiding Officer, on the standing orders, how they allow members from this Parliament to question any guidance that you might have been given and then give the Chamber? Is there a procedure under which we can challenge the competency or other competency of the guidance you have been given? And if so, do members have up to 3 minutes, as I understand they do, to make a point of order?
It is certainly true that members have up to 3 minutes to make their point of order, but what I need to know first of all is what that point of order is. Sit down, Mr Bibby, I'm speaking. Once the point of order is clear, then members are allowed to make up to 3 minutes discussion on it. But what I have not heard so far has been the point of order, and I need to hear that first. A point of order, Mr Bibby.
Can I ask for your guidance, Presiding Officer? Why was Mr Kelly not allowed to make his point of order?
Mr Bibby, I asked repeatedly for the member to make his point of order. He did not come to his point of order. If he had explained to me what his point of order was, he then could have had up to 3 minutes to make that point of order. Now, the next item of business is a debate on motion number 15172 in the name of Shona Robertson on redesigning primary care.